And if you click on it, you should get the live stream, Christian. So let's see if this works for you first of all. There's a delay of about 20 seconds, so in a way that's better, so that you can say something and then you go and listen to it. It's okay. I'll wait for you. No problem at all there. So please tell me if you get the stream on. DG7DD 9H1TT.
Okay, still a little bit figuring it out here. Yeah, I have your setup. I clicked it. I got on your YouTube channel, and I can see you. And when I see those things, I think I still have to improve. After playing around with the station and all this stuff, I also need to get a little bit stuff running like this. Pretty funny, actually. Problem here with this PC is actually this stupid PC is not having a sound card installed because there's a totally different suppose. I might get the HP convertible here. That would be a better idea, but well, we will see. So this is directly live, and you said, Aya, and you said, are you recording it and I can watch it later on? Yeah, hi. Hi. Or is it just with a normal delay over the internet? Are you recording and I can watch this again like in 10 minutes? Over?
Okay. Okay, Christian. Yeah, what's happening is right now is that obviously it's coming out live, and what I'm saying now will be on your side within the next 20 seconds. But after that, after when we're finished, and I stop the live stream, it will be rendered, and in about 10 to 15 minutes, then you can go on the channel, on my channel, and you play it back, and you can listen to it, without waiting for the delay, if you know what I mean, of course, because that would be a recording then and not live. Yeah, there is a bit of a delay with the latency on the internet, of course, but that's something which I it's beyond my control, really. um, uh, Christian. So, Christian, please feel free. Do whatever settings you want to do or change, and you can transmit. I'm here, but obviously you can then listen to everything after 25 seconds, or even better. Then you can go back and you can go back and listen to the stream while after it's been recorded, and you listen for yourself. I think you sound great. By the way, the radio here is an ICOM 7600. The antenna is a multiband Yagi from GXP Antennas. It's got 11 elements, but only two active on 40. Christian. As you can see, I'm using the ProSat Elite headset, and I'm doing some audio processing through the computer, through the PC, as you can see in the background. Um, uh, uh, of course, I can go wider. And I can go like this. Probably made some changes on your side. Sounds a bit different, but there you are. It depends on the conditions of the propagation, of course. Delta Golf 7 Delta Delta 9 Hotel 1 Tango Tango.
Yeah, correct. Yes, of course. I mean, I directly took notice of it when you're going up in bandwidth and maybe even take back a little bit of the processing or different settings for other bandwidth. Then it's immediately making a change. Of course, I'm pretty much playing around exactly with those things. I am coming actually from a Kenwood TS870, and they are still here. I have two of them, and next to it a 950 SDX. And now here, one of the Christmas presents was a Kenwood TS890, and this is what is running here right now. And yeah, well, as I said, still playing around a little bit with all this things. The microphone is an Electro Voice RE27 here right now, in line directly, no processing and all this stuff. I was just playing around a little bit with the bandwidth. I mean, I have it open actually from 10 to 4,000. That's what they are giving. and a little bit of EQing with the inbuilt, but it's rather limited actually, and a little bit of processing as well. That was what was going on. And if you say to me, hey, play around, I'm actually not really prepared for that. I would like to maybe have a test with the 870, but right now I don't have a switch in between, but no matter. What I can do actually is when I'm talking here, that I just quickly zap through some of the EQ adjustments to see what it's doing, but there I already figured out my personal user one, which I saved here to one of the user positions. But we can play around anyway. But good to see. It's actually a lot of fun, also with your live stream there. This is quite some fun, and even making it more enjoyable with this hobby here. Great thing to do. A thumbs up for that. Over.
Okay, I'm just going to switch off one of the lights so that you can see the screen better here. Mind you, please take a note that on the last over I widened up the receive filter, so you sound much better now, without you doing anything, of course, because I was on a narrower filter on receive. Well, my bandwidth maximum is 2.9K. I can't go any wider than that. I don't know why ICOM never bothered to, to give the user an opportunity to go a bit wider, but not much we can do, of course. But you're really sounding nice, huh? Especially now that I opened the filter on receive. You really have a nice audio already. So you seem to be doing something very good indeed there. Christian. Yeah, what you can do is, if you're going to change some settings, just give them a number or a letter, so that when you go back and you play it back, you know what settings you are using in that particular test. DG7DD, not H1TT.
Yeah, many thanks. 9H1TT, here again, Delta Golf 7, Delta Delta returning. Yeah, that's no problem. I can actually more or less be on track with that. But as I said, this Kenwood adjusted, pre-adjusted settings here are a little bit, some of it, these high boosts are okay, but all the rest actually not really. So as you said already, when it's already sounding okay, then I'm on the right path here. But it's still, as always, playing a little bit around. And I really made the experience, sometimes you really need to take a break. Otherwise the ears are really like ringing around, ring, ring, ring. I already had that. And taking a break is not a bad idea then. Okay, but just by the way, actually I like this transceiver so far, but I already saw also some restrictions. I kept myself away from ICOM more or less. Actually, one of the reasons was what you just mentioned. They are so limited in bandwidth, receive and also transmit wise, what I don't understand. I mean, it's not the intention really to do ESSB here with extreme audio processing, but really gives the opportunity to have adjustments, to really have control over the rig and even play a little bit around. I mean, when you are in the slippery, we are doing this from time to time with a couple of guys here, local guys on 10 meter, and then it's no problem at all. There's no propagation. We can play around a little bit and be wide, and also sometimes running FM with extreme FM deviation and all this stuff. But ICOM is really limited. They are more focused on the communication itself than on the way that, come on guys, it's not bad if the things sound okay or sound even great. And when I compare all this with the Kenwoods I had here, they gave me a lot of fun already, especially this TS870. It's not, there's a reason why it is named the best sounding rig out of the box, more or less ever, maybe. I don't know. And even on FM, it's really doing a decent job. And okay, lots of things actually. But on the other side, I mean, it seems everyone is already having one of those 7300 icons. And I have to admit that was also one of my Christmas presents here. It's right now standing on top of the TS890. And for the price you can't do anything wrong. That's my new portable rig. That's what it is intended for. I'm a little bit of kind of renewing the station, and then the next step is the question, okay, what are you going to sell and what are you going to keep? And all this. But if I want to keep, I definitely need a new desktop here. Okay, so first of all, before you're playing around, I was talking and talking and talking. It should be a good idea to release the PGT that you also can say something there. Apologize for me. Mike, back to you. Over.
Okay, okay, no problem. The G7 DD 9H1TT. Very good indeed. Yeah, the TS870 which you're talking about there, I think is the one that it has also you could also do a modification for ESSB. I think they go up to about 6 kilohertz or something like that with the mod, or 7. I'm not sure. But in the ESSB world, if I'm not mistaken, that radio is a very sought after for because of that reason, of course. Um, uh, um, Christian. Yeah, that's I did have I still have AS radio. It's actually the first one that I ever had bought. HF. It's the good old Fox Tango 890. But then when I had left the hobby for a while, and then came back about 6 years ago, and I went for ICOM, and I must say I love it. But that's the only thing. Yes, you're limited to 2.9 max. Um, uh, uh, they claim that you sound good enough with 2.9. But as you say, it's always nice to have a bit more, at least up to 4K. But what can we do, of course? What can we do, of course? Um, uh, um, Christian. Okay. Um, uh, I'm sure you told me, but it's just gone out of my mind there. What was the new toy which you told me is sitting on top of the 870 there? Go ahead.
Not on top on the 870. The 870, I have two PS 870 here, right? Next to me to the right, and here to the left, what I'm working with below is the TS890, and the other one, which is on top on the 890, is an ICOM 7300.
Oh.
It's my first ICOM rig ever. As I said, actually everyone is having one of these 7300s. It's unbelievable, but for this price, I mean, it's well known already, and this transceiver is really working. If you have 1,000 bucks, get yourself a 7300. It's a joy to use already, I can say. Also some limitations, but it's okay right out of the box. And it sounds a little bit digi-wiggy, but really, to tell the truth, I don't know what they did, but the modulation generation of the rig is also pretty okay. It has such a digi-touch, but the sibilance and all this stuff, and the readability for the receive stations is definitely good. So the adjustment, the output, the modulation of the IC7300 is actually spot on. And yeah, well, I played around with that 7300 as well already, but since it is not so much alien technology like the TS890, you have it under control pretty fast, and well, we will see what's going on with that. I got it for the intention of my portable work. I'm more or less anyway more on the portable side, and I wanted to get it a little bit lighter and all this stuff, because usually I took the 870 out there on field days or portable actions, and now getting myself a little bit smaller, lighter, more new stuff, recent stuff. That was the reason why. And the next step, which is still to do, I also got a new amplifier. Right now I have a TL922 in line, so I'm running 4-digit here, definitely into this vertical. And yeah, well, in the living room there's still an ACOM waiting, an ACOM A2100. I once again wanted to have a manual tube amplifier. I have an SPA expert here on the desktop as well, but I wanted to have a recent design of an virtual amplifier, but this still needs to be built up. The transformer is still out. It comes in two boxes, and I have to put it all together and also shift it here to the room and play around with it. But right now my main focus was the TS890 to really get it more or less under control and see how it is working. Over.
Okay. Okay, I think there's somebody right underneath us, underneath you actually there. Okay, what was I'm going to do? Yeah. Just one sec. Okay. DG7DD 9H1TT. Yeah, I was saying there was somebody right underneath, and and in the meantime there was a bit also of Queen Sugar Baker, anyway, I'm just 7160. Okay, there you are. I'll try and put something on the screen for you there. Christian. So you definitely sound like a Kenwood man. A TL92, 2870s. Very, very good indeed. Yeah, the 7300, it's an amazing success. Even for the price. It's a wonderful rig. Nice, for what you get, for the money. It's fantastic, and it does sound nice on air, I must say. Even with stock microphone, it really does sound nice. So that was, I think it was a big success for Icom. That's for sure. Well, I'll be looking. I'm interestingly waiting for this new radio that they're going to do. It's the IC705. Unfortunately, it's only 10 watts, but it's a very portable radio. I don't know if you ever have seen any pictures of it from the Tokyo Ham Fair. DG7DD 9H1TT.
Yeah, this is DG7DD returning to 9H1TT again. Propagation is going down a little bit. Hopefully this won't keep us away from playing around here. Yeah. The 7300 definitely is a funny thing, and since I was playing around here and also got some QRZ.com pages up from stations I heard and stations I worked, so much often you see a 7300 somewhere there on the desktop. It seems like a must-have. I mean, Icom is really earning a lot of money with this thing, selling in units in I don't know what ranges of units they already are selling them worldwide. Okay, anyway, let me see. I just changed the RX equalizer here just to play around a little bit right now. I just mentioned before there was a high pitch, and now I'm gonna quickly get up this TX equalizer with the standard settings and just moving up and down. And this is user 2, my personal adjustment. And now let me see, quickly moving up. So this is the normal high boost one from Kenwood. I mean, not to forget, I have the processor on here. First of all, running through it with the processor. So this is high boost 1, and this is high boost 2. At least on the monitor, it's not making such a big difference. This is also one way. The monitor of the TS870 is way better than the one here in the 890, mostly regarding bandwidth. So this is actually a lag. The 890 is lagging a little bit here next to the 870. My detection here. So form and pass, I don't know what this is through or for. Bass boost, it's already sounding bad on the headphone. Bass boost too as well. Then there is something conventional. I don't know what this is for. now gonna move up again to the high boost. This is more or less, this was the basement I took. I copy and pasted it into the user, and we're making further adjustments. So going down again, user 1, I don't know, that was playing around for something. This is user 3. I was playing around as well. I guess there was trying some things out in frequency modulation. And this is the user 2. I actually ended up here like half an hour ago with the settings, and this is the one to go here right now. I mean, I'm also already listening and having myself on the 870 as monitoring, and also tried a little bit with the IC7300, but there again, ICOM is pretty much restricted, also in receive. And so the TS870 is giving me way much more back, simply because there is more receiving bandwidth. So yeah, walked a little bit through the stuff. Now I'm gonna push the escape button. What do I just do? Oh, something happened here. Oh, I killed my PC a little bit. There were many tasks were open up, and right now I lost you here because the browser broke down. One thing left is actually from this user setting too, I just adjusted, just pressing the button where proc is listed. So proc on is working, now it's proc off. It's not that much actually, because the processor is pretty smooth from the adjustment. Going on again, now I switch, I have effects soft and hard. This is the soft setting, and now I'm gonna go up here to the hard setting. That might be doing a little bit for the output and also for DX signal work, but I think it's already a little bit too much. So this is the hard setting and the processor. Going back to the soft setting, and let it be like this for now, and that should be okay. So 9H1TT, here's DG7DD.
Okay, okay, DG7DD, non-H1TT. Yeah, the conditions went down a bit. You were anywhere between 58 and 59 plus 10, of course. So they have moved around a bit, but nonetheless, you know, you can get a very good idea, of course, of the different settings. Um, uh, it. I wish you still had 5 and 9 plus 20 like when we started, because that would have been a fairly consistent reference. Unfortunately, the signal has gone down a bit. But I get the feeling, I'm not quite sure, but I get the feeling that the setting that you had originally, user setting which you had originally, I think is the best one there. But again, the band is up and down. 5 9, 5 9 plus 10, and then plus 20 back to 5 and 9. There's also some phasing there, so that's what you have to keep in mind also. DG7DD non-H1. Oh, by the way, before I give you the over there, doesn't the 7300 open up to 3.6K on receive there? Go ahead.
The last sentence, I didn't understand. Could you please repeat that?
Okay, I'm sure that the ICOM 7300, you can open the receive the receive filter up to 3.6K. 3.6K is that QSL?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's correct. 3.6. When you got it out of the box, the setting is on 3, but manually you can adjust it and it's stored. And this is my main setting as well. I mean, if I can choose this fill 1, 2, 3, if I have the setting wide open, then please do it the way wide open, and that's 3.6 right.
Okay. Yes, indeed. I've been on 3.6 all along. 3.6 all along. Christian, go ahead.
Yeah, pretty often the same here. I mean, especially when the band 3 here, there's no reason. It's sounding much more rich and all this. It always, I mean, it's those settings are exactly for this. Just adjust it depending on the conditions. And sometimes I'm also narrowing the bandwidth just to get a little bit more of readability, a little bit less of hiss and all this stuff. But typically, I actually also used to run the receive really with bandwidth when I was working the 870 all the years. But when the band's not crowded and so on, then of course adjusting it. This is one of the big points of the 870. It's really sounding so smooth in the RX, and also TX-wise, what's coming out of it is really great. And what we can do actually, that's really a try. Let me think. What do I have to do? Actually, it's not that much. Just switching over the clock, switching over the remote, and I should get the 870 directly in line here to make a change over to that rig. That would be an idea.
Okay. Okay. Well, you can try. You went down about 58 now. When it goes down to about 58, you start losing, the highs, of course. What can I do? I have noise reduction on. If you want me to switch off noise reduction and get a very raw signal of what comes along, I can do it for you. But obviously it's going to be noisy. Go ahead.
No, same here. The band's going a little bit down. I mean, it's not that bad when the band's going down. If you're making some tests here, then at least you can hear what's coming through when the signal is dropping down. That might be one point. I'm already with one hand on the other thing here to set it up to the frequency and all this stuff. We will see. Was there any questions? It was once again a hard thing there on your last over to get your last words over.
Okay, okay. I switched off. When you go back to watch the video, at this time, which is a timeline of 27 minutes into the video, I have switched off the noise reduction. I have switched off the noise reduction, so you can get a better idea, of course, of how the raw sound without noise reduction is there. Christian, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, I wrote it down. 27 minutes, some noise reduction activated. Okay. Good. Then let's just try it. Let me think. What's about the microphone? I can use it here on the boom. I just have to switch over the XLR. Well, all of this should be done actually quick. So give me a couple of seconds. I'm gonna get the 870 in line here, and then we have a comparison of these two rigs to see what's going on. Okay.
Okay, okay. Yeah, in the meantime, I will turn a bit more towards you, and I'll just give me 30 seconds. Also, go ahead. Okay, Christian, at the moment I've put on the noise reduction again until you come back. Audio check 1 2. Frequency news. Frequency news.
So funny things once again.
Okay. Okay, I'm here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I already hear see what about the band competition and all this stuff, but it's already sounding nice on the headphones what I do receive here. And yeah, I have to adjust the mic gain. Hold on. The funny thing was I do have these two 870 on each other, and I was actually ready, and I was pressing the TTT. In this case, I have a foot switch again. Hey, great comfy. But the amplifier wasn't keyed up, and I was like, huh? What did I wrong? Oh my God, can't be. Do I have a broken lead? No, I just chose the wrong TS870 with my remote cable. Funny thing, anyway. But okay, so this is the 870 with a good bandwidth on the 3X, and the same microphone, the Electro Voice, running here right now. No processing at all. It's just a pure microphone into the mic input there, and sometimes I'm using the processor, of course. I don't know where the setting is. Just pressing it on and see. Yeah, okay. This is a little bit of processing here right now with this rig, and might be a little bit more crisp whatsoever, but I think it's a good match. This microphone with this transceiver is actually a good match, and I always enjoyed it. So now processing off again and just being on bandwidth and enjoying a little bit of this good sounding. Good old rig, over.
Okay. Okay, DJ7DD and H1TT. Okay, I don't know whether you have the same equalization settings. This setting here sounds narrower than the other one you had on the other radio. Of course, this would sound like, how can I explain it? More of a DX modulation, as against the previous one was much fuller. There you could hear much more low frequencies. Christian, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. This is one thing what this rig really can do. You can more or less give it anything there on the mic input, and it's going through. One detection was already at the 890 that, especially in FM, there is a high pass, and it is really taking a lot of the bass response away. Still have to figure things out, but I think there's no adjustment, and the 870 is much wider in this respect. But still, I'm still gaining experience with all these things here, and as I said, playing around with it. So it might be the case that the 890 is a little bit more crispy. I think that was my feeling when I compared it to this one. But if you want to have more this broadcasting style, really with good sound and so on, I think the 870 is a little bit ahead of it. But there still needs to be some things to try out actually. But right now the setting from the 890 is at least that I can really go on air with it, I think. As you already said when I was playing around, you said, hey Chris, I think the user setting you already adjusted was more or less the best one, over?
Yes, I agree. That was, I think it was the best one out of all the settings you tried. Of course, the setting you have on this radio is definitely a DX setting. A DX setting. You will hear it, of course, when you play the video back. Now, am I allowed to choose between the two settings, or will it give you a bias? Otherwise, I will not say anything. Go ahead.
Again, I didn't get the question. The two settings. So I'm a little bit lost. What do you mean? Again, please. Sorry.
Okay. Should I tell you which one I prefer most between the two? Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, you can do. I mean, I'm more interested actually between this comparison 870 to 890. But that's not an easy task. It at least needs to switch a few cables. We just made it. But yes, of course, you can. Tell me whatever you think here with this thing. But it's funny that you say this is a DX modulation, because this is actually the most wide and rectu kind of setting actually on this rig. If I would go for DX, I would actually just choose this processor and bring it in. I mean, it's a little bit soft from the setting actually, not that aggressive, but it shouldn't be over modulated. That's not my intention. Should just put a little bit of crisp on top of it, and that's it. So back on this. Okay. Just by the way, I would really like to say thank you that you spent a little bit of time here with me on playing around. I really, really appreciate this. Many thanks. Microphone back to you. Over.
Okay, Christian. Delta Golf 7 Delta Delta 9H1TT. Yeah, no problem. My pleasure. I've had the radio on all evening, Christian, but haven't done much. And you know, I was actually, when you started calling, I took the headset off and was going to feed my fish here, which are on, obviously you could see them earlier. But then I said, okay, let me try and give this gentleman a call. So I'm glad I've done it in the end. I'm glad I've done it in the end, in that sense, Christian. Yeah. I don't know whether the equalization is different. Whether the equalization is different, Christian, on this one. But it does sound to me. It does sound to me as if it's a bit narrower. I don't know how to explain that. The setting you had on the previous radio is much more full. So rectuing, I would definitely enjoy more the other radio setting, if you know what I mean. But I'm still not convinced that DQing, whatever setting there is, the EQing is the same of both radios at the moment. That's the only way we can really compare head to head. Christian, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, but you can compare them actually. The TS870 is pretty straightforward. I don't know who had this rig in his hands, but he did a great job and had a good ear. Because you have the bandwidth settings, you can go from 0 to 3000. This is what it is allowing you here on sideband. And then you have the TX equalizer, which is just a button on off. And you have only 3 settings, from which 2 are actually not usable. The TX EQ is on, one switch on the front panel, and then you have these options. This is the high boost, this is a comp filter, and this is a bass boost. And I don't know, this is already not sounding really great. And so here is the comp, and typically I'm really working with a high boost. This is the one really which is usable. The 2 others are not on my side. So this is all what you can do on this rig. It's just that the bass settings and the bass development of the rig was on the right side. This is what they just did. I don't know, lucky hand, good people with good ear. But as I said, that's it. And when I compare this with the 890, the 890 has an equalizer with 18 bands, and you're asking already yourself, okay, it's cool to have sliders for 5.1 kilohertz, but what are they for if the bandwidth max is 4000? And maybe they come up with a kind of a hidden menu, as it was with the 950 FDX. My 950 FDX is going up to 7 kilohertz if you want to. And yeah, well, but that's it here with this rig. It's pretty much straightforward, not so much things to figure around. It's just working out of the box. Over.
Okay, DG7DD 9H1TT. Christian, I owe you an apology. I'm really sorry. When you changed the radio, I must have hit the filter by mistake, and I've gone back to the mid filter. So my apologies. Yes, you have the low frequencies now. Stupid me. I hit the filter without knowing. So okay, I've switched off the noise reduction again here. So take note of timeline 004 for 1 minutes 50 seconds, and you'll have the noise reduction off and the widest filter here 3.6. Go ahead, Christian.
Yeah, okay, it's no problem at all. No mistakes in this. It's just a little bit different. The only thing is that you need to know, and you just told me. So it's okay. I mean, also on the receive side, people are playing around with the filters. I already once heard one guy who said, okay, I have a little bit of difficulty to tune you in and so on, but if they are, depends on the rig what they are using, and if they are not used to a TX station or to a station who has a little bit more of bandwidth, it might be a problem. So it's okay when you're figuring and playing around there as well with the filtering. One thing, now I'm gonna become sporty again. One thing, I mean, since I detected that I choose the wrong rig with the remote and all, I just would like, just from this point, directly turn over to the 890 again and trying to be more quick with changing the cables here, but it should be okay after I just tried it, and it's kind of getting a routine HI over.
Okay, it's all yours there. Go ahead. Yes, and there we go again, directly online. What I just see might be a little bit less of output here, but this depends on the DC line to the radio, because on the 870 I have really a short cable, and the 890 is still like out of the box with a typical 2-meter cable with 2 fuses and not much of wire, where you have a voltage drop of around, I don't know, 0.6 volts or something like that. So I think the 890 is not putting out the full power here. That's one reason, and I didn't want to overdrive that. I see, okay, the ALC is popping up way too much and all this stuff, when I know the DC line needs a little bit of attention with changing the cable to a better one. So this, this again here with the typical setting I had before. This is the 890 again, over. Okay. Delta Golf 7 Delta Delta 9H1TT. Okay, so we have both of them now recorded. Very close now. Very close. So please disregard what the information I gave you earlier about the DX modulation. So please disregard that. They are very close. The signal has gone down a bit. I don't know whether it's propagation or, as you say, maybe slightly less power is coming out. But definitely, I would say they're very close. I wish, you were still as strong as before. But I still think you're very close to each other. Christian, go ahead.
Okay. Now, when you already say this, I really tried. That was actually my goal, since I knew the 870 is really sounding so great, and I got used to the sound, and it was matching my voice pretty good, and all this stuff. I tried to match it, and
Okay,
that
Christian,
was
I'm going
yeah,
to
that was the
put the
basement.
noise
And if
reduction
you
on
say
again.
already, okay, they are pretty close, then it's okay. Then. I'm on the right way here and already ready to race HI. What I saw already is that the bandwidth of the 890 is more or less like that one of the 870. Maybe a little bit less bass response, but that's it so far. Frequency modulation definitely is a different story, and when it goes on like this, I even will contact Canvas to ask some questions. Maybe something can be fixed with the firmware update. We will see. But here on sideband, it is okay. Not directly that I hit some restrictions in the NF bandwidth where I said, okay, what is this? I'm not used to this. On sideband, it's actually so far doing a decent job. Now I see maybe getting up a little bit more. The ALC, let me see now here on 68. What is my telepost telling me? Yeah, well, it's not much of a difference. Maybe a couple of watts, but should be okay. So I think it's more propagation, but anyway, over.
Okay. Yeah, there was a bit of a dip in the signal. You went down to 57 the last few words. I don't know whether you asked me a question. Try again. Go ahead.
Oh no, there wasn't actually a question. It was just that I was leaving along here. I just played also with a proc out here to see my ALC reading and watching the output of the amplifier on my LP100, which is in line here. Yeah, great. One question, just by the way, how long are we already here with the recording?
You have 48 minutes so far. Go ahead.
Okay. Is there somewhere a place where I have to insert a coin?
No, 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 not at all. What we do is when we finish the QSO, I will end the stream. Then it will take obviously the longer the video, the longer it takes for YouTube to render it. So I would say within 20 minutes you should find it there to play back. Christian, go ahead.
Yeah, that's great. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to this, really. And then I guess I take the convertible and get in the living room, and also with the headphones and check for it. And on the other side, you really infected me here with the YouTube streaming. I mean, I already thought once about it, but never came to it. And then and here, I mean, when you are on YouTube, you also at one point meet the DX commander. What is his call sign? M0MCX or something like that. Yeah, should be. He's actually a funny guy and also playing around a lot. And yeah, I think I should do something like this as well. I really have to figure things out. One question there, that was also just coming into my mind when I had the DX Commander videos. He's running a TS990 most of the time actually, and somehow he's getting the screen of the TS990 directly up into his stream, because I just took notice. Right now I only see a screen here, and you're just doing it as a simple way with a camera in front of it. I don't know if did you try something out without success, or is ICOM also restricted there that there's no possibility to get this screen on the PC?
Okay. Okay, DG7 DD, non-H1TT. Well, unfortunately, the 7600 doesn't have the VGA out, so that's the only way I could have done, the actual screen. Of course, I could probably use the SDR RSP7, but that's not seeing the radio, of course. So yes, the 7000 the 7610, which is the one which came out after the 7600, it has a VGA out. But unfortunately, on the 7600 they did not do a VGA out, which is kind of annoying. But it's only just lately that they starting using a VGA out. That would have been nice. It could be an excuse for me to go for a 7610 in the future. But apart from that, I'm still not finding enough justification, to spend another $3,500 just for the VGA out. Yes, it's something which I really miss. But just for that thing, I'm not ready to go all that way. So we'll see. We'll see. But definitely, yes, that would be much nicer to have a VGA out. Christian, go ahead.
Yeah, of course. I think it's like that that he's using this. The 990 has it as well. The 890 also here with the DVI out. I tried it already with a monitor onto it. But yeah, this is how technology moves on, more or less. And on the other side, there also need to be people asking for it. But as long as those things are getting into a class standard of all the transceivers there in the mid-range price or whatever, then it's definitely okay. And on the other side, the 7600 you're working there with is a good rig. There's no question about it. And just only because it's leaking this connection. So what? I mean, you're getting along with it, having the camera in front of it. Yeah, point was I simply wasn't aware of it. Now that we talked about, yes, of course, there must be a DVI or VGA output. And then on the other side, I simply didn't know what's about the 7600 if it has one of these possibilities there. Yeah, but anyway, it's really fun. And also you mentioned you have a little bit of audio processing for the computer. That might be also something I try, but for that I have I have another PC. I still need to bring it up together. It's just in pieces with a good sound card, and it was actually meant to be a basement here as a rig for the purpose of the heavy radio only. Right now I have one desktop PC here, which is doing more or less all, and I want to separate some things. But first of all, now I have to get rid of the couch and all this new stuff here. It's like it's fun to play around, but hopefully not losing the control and the overview about what's going on here.
Okay. Yeah. I have incredibly much noise here. You went down to about 58 on the last one. And we've been speaking about 55 minutes now, and you were telling me 890, and for some reason, I was thinking of the TS970. For the TS970, I didn't realize it's the brand new 890. Congratulations. Um, oh, I don't know why. I kept on thinking of the 970. Wonderful radio, Christian. Go ahead.
I think so. Thank you. What I can do, let me see next to the stream, but I think so. Just okay. Let me type in here one second. 9H1 to see. I guess you have an email address up there, and so it is. Is it still valid? Your Gmail address posted on the QSL.com?
Yes, QSL. It's 100%, Christian. 100%. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm gonna drop some pictures here, that you can see what's at least a little bit of what's going on and what's keeping me busy these days. It's the same with the antennas. I was playing around there. Normally I'm more or less really restricted here, but since I got these new toys and so on, as I said, I'm more on the portable side. But also thinking about moving, I really need to move to get away from here when it comes to playing more heavy radio. Always have the eyes wide open. I don't know what the future will bring. We will see. And just for having this test and all this stuff here, I also got some portable antennas out there and built them up behind the house, like I said. Right now here, this 40-meter vertical. Next to it are two other verticals for other bands as well. Yeah, wow, this is great. You got me a little bit tweeting even here, and but it was definitely really a lot of fun. The only thing what I think about right now is, okay, I should get a cup of coffee here soon. Since I have vacation almost the full December, I really changed a little bit my rhythm and to go more or less into the night hours. But I really enjoy this. Then again, you have the time and the silence really to play around with these things in a comfy environment. And I really enjoyed all this. Over.
Okay. Okay, yeah, yeah. The signal has gone down a bit, and I also narrowed up a bit here. Before you go, I have pushed up my weather report here, so you will be able to see the weather report on top of me exactly here. I don't know if you're monitoring the stream at the moment, but you will see soon a weather report. Christian, go ahead.
Let me see right now. Is it in the ticker line or where is it? Because right now I just actually see. Okay, hold on. Maybe I have to click here again. Yes. Oh. Might be before. Yes. Yeah. Might be before I changed the windows here. Don't know. Somehow YouTube stopped, but I see it. Yes. And wow, I mean the temperatures are even, wow, they are really, really good. I mean here today or last day we had a lot of sun. We're around about 8 degrees or something like that. On Sylvester it was bad. It was like raining in the evening, no rain, but it was like fog, rain, in the wet. And the day before, once again 8 hours sun. It was really great. And hopefully, I haven't checked for the weather coming up today, but I hope the weather is good because I don't know what's coming up in my mind, maybe changing one antenna again or something like that. I'm really, this is what I call being active on ham radio and being an active OM. I'm really doing a lot here these days. Yeah, but the weather there is, it's fine. Island of Malta is definitely a little bit more south, and you see it already in the temperature. Over.
Okay, very good indeed. All right, Christian. Well, Christian, it was really a pleasure to have this long chat with you. 59 minutes now, so really a pleasant QSO. I mean, yeah. Usually, I'm sort of I call DX for the states and tend to keep them, very very short, to work the DX. But every now and then, I really enjoy something like this. It makes a difference, and not 5 and 9, hello 7-3, and all that. Christian, thank you very much for your company. Of course, I do hope that you will manage to see the playback. In fact, yeah, let me know by email whether you managed to see the playback. It should be up and running within the next, I would say, 20 minutes to half an hour, because it's a 1 hour video now. Maybe shorter, maybe less, but it will be up and running in about 20-30 minutes. Depends how busy Mr. YouTube is. Uh, Christian, thank you very much once again. I did receive you stronger as much as you started. So the last 20 minutes, you will find there is some noise, of course. But anyway, I mean that's something beyond our control. Christian, I wish you all the best. 73. Happy New Year, of course. And anytime you want to check something out and do something again, let me know by email and we can fix it. Hopefully, conditions will obviously avail there. Back to you for the final, Christian. Delta Golf 7 Delta Delta 9 Hotel 1 Tango Tango.
Yeah, indeed. The pleasure was on my side, and I really appreciate it. And with my cup of coffee and so on, I'm pretty much curious what's coming towards me there with the stream. Will be some fun. But you're right. Here and there, chasing the X, and yeah, well, I don't know. Now
Christian, that's
God
the
meant
spectrum
that we
analyzer, okay?
both met here and got into a talk, and a longer talk, and fooled around and played around a little bit, and it's also great. And sometimes, yeah, there needs to be a little change, and not only working stations up there in 5.9 and all the rest. Although this is also a lot of fun for sure, and you have a good location there with Malta, with all the water all around, and this is a little bit different here. And but anyway, okay, Andrea, thank you a lot. I'm already on the way to drop you an email with pictures of Christmas presents and cows which came along, and what's going on behind the house here, all this crazy stuff around this funny hobby. Andrea, I thank you, really, I thank you a lot. Best 73 to you, over.
Okay, Christian. All the best, my dear friend. 73, enjoy your toys. And we'll catch up very, very soon. Delta Golf 7 Delta Delta 9 Hotel 1 Tango Tango. Clear? And I'm stopping the live stream now. 73.
Yeah, thank you a lot. Take good care. 9H1TT from Delta Golf 7 Delta Delta. Bye bye. Cheerio.
Ciao, ciao. 73.